morning. Thank you for all meeting today. My name is Zion Reid. I am the social worker manager and I am the chair of this strategy meeting. My role is to ensure that the decisions and agreed actions are fully recorded using appropriate form. The purpose of this meeting is to discuss if DAMSA should be subject to a safeguarding plan. This initial adult safeguarding strategy meeting is in line with the Care Act 2014, section 42, which is safeguarding, and on behalf of DAMSA, who is currently under a section 2 on the Mental Health 1983 hospital admission. If we'd be able to go around the table and if everybody could introduce themselves and just give us a brief overview of your input in DAMSA's care, please.
Hi everyone, I'd also like to thank you all for being here today. I am DAMSA's consultant, psychiatrist, and so as we know, DAMSA is currently detained under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act, and we've been assessing her for almost 28 days now, and so today we're just going to discuss her current mental state and her home life as her section is coming to an expiry date. I've spoken personally with her parents and they're very, very insistent on DAMSA coming home back into their care. However, I just don't feel like returning to their care is the safest option for DAMSA, so we also need to discuss that today. Isha and Mufaro, I understand you've been working very closely with DAMSA on the ward. Can you discuss how she's been and her overall presentation?
Hi, my name is Isha and I am the psychiatrist nurse care coordinator looking over DAMSA's case. In regards to DAMSA her case, my role has relied heavily on reviewing and assessing her current mental and physical health. DAMSA has been mentally unwell with the dissociative disorder. This has left her to feel disconnected from herself and the world around her. Over the course of her stay at the hospital, she has confided in me, creating a positive relationship. Her thoughts and her feelings of betrayal. This is understandable as she has experienced quite a traumatic and distressing experience inflicted upon her by her parents. With this in mind, I have worked amongst the consultant psychiatrist and the ward support worker in order to reach a conclusion for DAMSA. In my opinion, it is clear that discharging DAMSA from the psychiatric unit is the wrong decision, considering that she is still unwell, she has not been progressing, and I feel that DAMSA needs to be protected. In reference to the Care Act 2014 Section 1(2)(c), this further reiterates the protection that DAMSA needs in order to prevent further abuse and harm inflicted upon her by her parents.
I'm Mufaro. I've been DAMSA's ward support worker during her time on the ward. I think it's important for me to provide an update on DAMSA's progress on her time throughout the ward. First and foremost, I would like to focus on her sexual orientation. Her sexual orientation is a protected characteristic under the Equality Act. However, she's not been able to identify in that with pride recently because of what her parents have put her through, and she's disclosed to me and a lot of other people on the ward that it's really affected her and caused her a lot of trauma, and that she'd like to be able to embrace her sexuality. However, because of her ethnic background and her family's religious beliefs, she's not being able to do that right now, and it's really taken a toll on her mental health, she says. As her team, it's important that we protect this for her and keep this at the centre of our decision that we make today. The fact that this is what she identifies in and this is what she takes pride in. Because of this, it has caused her to become more withdrawn with other people on the ward, especially the people that have come from the same ethnic background as her. For example, she would not be as open with a Muslim nurse than she would be with someone that's non-Muslim because she feels like she's being judged. However, I've let her know that on the ward there's no prejudice and this is a safe space. Additionally, the Human Rights Act 1998 plays a significant role in DAMSA's case because it upholds her fundamental human rights. She deserves the right to privacy and the right to freedom. However, at home, she's not given that at all. DAMSA has also disclosed to us how her family continue to stay on her back to make sure that she's not performing anything of any sexual acts or not acting in quote unquote LGBTQ way. And she's literally being treated very unfairly at home, and she doesn't like that at all. And we can tell, the other support workers on the ward can tell that this is a very forceful approach from her family, because we're getting very threatening phone calls from her father, religiously demanding that she comes back and continues the exorcism. However, speaking to Damsa, we found out she's not comfortable with that at all. So yeah.
Thank you both, that was really helpful. Asa, I understand that you're Damsa's advocate and you've met with her several times over the last 28 days. Do you have anything you wish to share?
So hi everyone, I am Damsa's advocate, and first and foremost I'd like to say that the reason why I'm here today is to ensure that her wishes and her opinions are being upheld and all areas of her care are being checked and made sure that they are being fulfilled. I've been speaking to Damsa over the course of a few minutes and a few days, and she has told me that she does not want to go home. Everything that Isha and Faro said have been confirmed, as she does not want to go home. She feels a sense of betrayal and she feels unheard in her environment when she is at home. She always feels that she has to be on guard because her parents may be planning another exorcism waiting for her when she leaves the area. She also wants to feel accepted and not discriminated against due to her sexual orientation. I feel as though all these aspects should be taken into consideration when making the next steps and deciding on what to do with hair care. I also feel as though a plan should be put in place to make sure she has a safe space to return to when she's done with her treatment, and I don't think that safe space has anything to do with her parents' area of accommodation. So I would like that if you guys would put that into consideration when making a decision for the next steps of her own.
Hello everyone, my name is Casey Stringer and I am Damsa's social worker. I've been to visit Damsa recently and I did have some concerns about her mental state, which she is now receiving help from the medical staff on the ward, which is really good. I have noticed a change in Damsa's demeanour as well. I think her being detained has really started to help her, and we need to talk about whether her care should progress to a section 3. I agree with you all about the concerns about where Damsa is going to live once being discharged. Damsa would be entitled to support after she has been discharged under the Mental Health Act 1983, section 117. And I think it is important for us to look at supported accommodation now that Damsa is 18 and she has said that she doesn't want to return to her parents. It's important that we have a plan in place to make sure Damsa doesn't suffer anymore with her mental health, so we can look at that. I've scheduled in another visit with Damsa for a week's time, so I'll get an update from all of you.
Okay, perfect, thank you so much. From this information that you guys have shared and what I have upon her notes, I think Damsa is clearly in support of more help from us. And I don't believe she's ready to be discharged at all. My personal opinion is that the best course of action for her currently is to be detained under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act. And I think we should all go around and agree. And if anyone has anything else to say,
I think that it's important that we make the decision with good sensitivity and cultural awareness. We shouldn't disregard her parents' feelings because that's their religious beliefs, but we need to let them know that our best interest right now is Damsa. Unfortunately, is not them. So we have to work at Damsa's best interest. So yes, it is right for us to keep her held under Section 3.
Okay. Everyone else?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree that she should be put on section 3, and we also need to sort out an accommodation as that is one of Damsa's wishes and opinions.
Okay, from Isha, Zayan?
Yep, as her nurse care coordinator, I feel as though she shouldn't be discharged out of health and safety.
Okay.
As we all agree to a section 42, the actions now will be that Damsa will be subject to a safeguarding plan. This is for her best interests and well-being. Also, Damsa's case will be escalated to a section 3 of the Mental Health Act 1983, which is for treatment. This case will get reviewed weekly and we will follow the progress and everybody will be updated. In the meantime, if you feel like any information you obtain is relevant for Damsa's future care or well-being or safeguarding, please feel free to contact me.